Curtis Trades here, and today I have a long-term review of Trex Transcend deck boards. So this review is about the Trex Transcend line of deck boards. They have a bunch of different levels of Trex decking, and this is the highest level of Trex decking, so it's the best quality, the best texture in the boards themselves, and I'm really impressed with how well they've held up. I've had these on my deck for 8 years, and they literally don't look any different from the day that I bought them. I'm going to go over the things I like and the things I dislike about it now. The things I love about it is it's zero maintenance. I literally haven't done anything to it. If I want it to be clean, I broom it off. If it gets a little dirty from the kids getting wet, muddy feet and then walking on it, you might have to hose it off. I've used a power washer, but honestly, a hose sprayer gets almost every single thing off of it. I've never actually needed to do a power washer. I just kind of wanted to do it because it, again, is a little bit quicker than using the hose. I've never needed to use a power washer to get anything off of it. So it's super low maintenance. It looks really great. Again, I can't stress it enough. It's not a super repetitive pattern. If you look really closely, you can tell that the pattern repeats itself that's on the boards. But again, it's not that noticeable. They're a little bit expensive on the upfront cost when you compare them to lumber. And I really think that you should go with Trex decking. I will never, ever, ever have regular wood on a deck ever again in my lifetime. And the reason is because every single year or every 2 years with regular wood, you have to do something to it. You either have to stain it, you have to sand it down so it's not fraying up and giving you splinters, or you have to paint it because the paint's chipping. On the edge of my deck here on this gray part is deck over paint, and it's supposed to last a really long time. I've had to paint it over a few times in 8 years. And again, the Trex decking I've done absolutely nothing to, and it looks awesome. In terms of fading, it has not faded one single bit. And here, if you notice, on this side of my house, this is the south side of my house, so it's in the shade almost all the time. This part of the deck sticks out, so this part of the deck is almost always in the sun, and the part up by my house is almost always in the shade, and you literally cannot tell the difference between the two. It hasn't faded at all from the sun. The other nice thing too is that it has like a 25 or 30-year warranty. So if something does happen to your deck, they'll replace it for free within 25 years. Keep your receipts though. Another thing I really like about it is that it doesn't give splinters ever. You can go barefoot on it all the time. The only time when you can't go barefoot is when it's super hot and super sunny out. It gets a little warm to the touch on your feet, so that's one kind of downside about it. That's really the only downside I have about it, is that it gets a little warm in the sun. But there literally is nothing else about it other than the cost that's a downside. And again, I think the cost can't really be considered a con, because if you look at the long term of it over time, it's going to be a lot cheaper than regular wood. You're going to spend way more on stains every other year or every single year than you would on the upfront cost of Trex. So I think Trex is worth it. The spots where it gets really expensive is if you start adding on railings and things like that. The railings and stuff can be pretty pricey compared to wood. I will never ever have a deck that is not Trex decking from now on. I'm really impressed with the stuff, and it really holds up well, and it's really awesome.